Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Levitate with Tate. Today I'm asking Oracle 8, my spiritual guides, please guide me in a message, pick a pile, a message from your person. How does he feel about the relationship right now, or how does he feel? So go with pile 1, Ace of Swords, pile 2, 4 of Cups, and pile 3, 8 of Pentacles. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe, tune in to all of my pick-a-cards or my daily messages by subscribing, or follow me on Instagram. And you can email me if you'd like a private reading or some event. I do events too, so go ahead and tune in. I'm going to put up the piles right now on the screen. Give you about a minute to think about it if you need that time. Or you can pause the screen, whatever, and I will see each pile. And the timestamps are down below. Hello, pile 1, who shows Ace of Swords. I feel like there's a lot of mental energy going on right now. Like I have a lot going on. Like I want to say a lot, but I don't know. Let's see what else. So the Ace of Swords is about success, creation. You know, the swords are issues of the mind, about communications and decisions. So I like how I have all like 6 of my cats surrounding me right now. So I apologize. I'll probably have some distractions. Maybe that's what it is. It seems like you might have a lot of distractions, mental distractions right now. I wanted to notice that there's a black crow, which is also a messenger, coming out. But there's all these equations. You know, the circles of this card, particularly this Ace of Swords, reminds me of the circles of your lives because of repeating cycles in your, maybe you have a problem with obsessive thoughts and you have a hard time letting things go as far as this relationship goes. If that sounds like you, let's see what he thinks. Or maybe he has a lot going on in his mind right now. Okay, so pile 1, Ace of Swords. Angel, spirit guides. How does pile 1, how does he feel? How does he feel about pile 1? So I'm going to be using the Motherpeace round tarot. This first one is from the Seers tarot. So, the Shaman of Discs. I think that's the Page of Discs. Page of Coins. And the Eagle, another bird. So birds are messengers. Maybe he's wanting to send a message. But it looks like there's a lot going on in his mind as far as career-oriented things. He has a path he's on. We also have the Ace of Discs. All right, and there's some nudity. So let me see if I have something to cover up. I might need to use a little. Hold on. Just until I find something here. Okay. So I just heard I got my money on my mind and my mind on my money. So I think he's thinking a lot about his success and about maybe establishing new beginnings. You know, this here looks like a baby's crib. The Ace of Discs. There's like a baby's crib. It looks like a home environment. Acorns. Acorns are symbols of, you know, later success, like putting away money for later. Acorns are about investing. So maybe right now he's thinking about investing in a future with you. And yeah, like the newborn baby really makes me think of investing in a new beginning with you, and maybe giving you an offer. He's really got his head on straight, it looks like. Let's get some Gypsy Witch whack. And then I might get some more tarot. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, just give me a few cards about how he feels. Okay. So it looks like he does see a future with you, and he seems to have his head on straight, at least his mind on the right. He's taking the path forward. He's taking the right steps that he needs to get to a new beginning with you. And let's see if we could feel some feelings. There's definitely a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, a lot of wanting to express this to you. I don't know if he's necessarily expressed this to you. I don't know if he has been able to figure out how. But he definitely envisions a future with you. And he just doesn't know what exactly. He hasn't communicated, I guess. But he is taking the steps. And he has. Okay, so we have the park. And it foretells about new love. So yeah, a new beginning. You know, there's the park is also a place of, you know, feeling. You go to the park on your free time, you know, to enjoy yourself. And so I feel like he sees you right now as something that is in that area of his life, like being able to enjoy his free time is with you. That's what he wants to do, all of his free time. I am drawn to the fact that it's a 9 and the 9 of clubs, which is okay. So the swords are the diamonds, and I think it's the pentacles. I think it's the 9 of pentacles. So I'm gonna take it like that. Excuse me. Which is about money, you know, material comforts. You know, 9 is like the successful, like I made it card. And I think that this particular guy is really driven by the, you know, American dream. Big house, 5 kids, a big yard. And he wants that with you, and that's what his mind is on. And he definitely sees a new love, a new beginning with you. He wants to start a family with you in the future, if that's something you want. Otherwise, you know, create something new with you. And I have one more card that talks about pile 1. Some feelings, maybe. You know, he wants a new beginning. He has his ducks in a row, so it's going to be, he's the kind of guy that's very steadfast, you know, like a mountain. He's steadfast like a mountain. So he doesn't move. He has his goals in place, and he is going to keep going on his path forward because he's thought this out over and over and over again. So right now you're a part of his free time, but he wants to make you a part of his, like, his day-to-day. He wants to encompass you into the whole thing, to make you part of his life. You know, he's slow and steady, but slow and steady wins the race. You know, unless you're a sea turtle, which I just painted this painting called, it's in Spanish, but it translates to the slowest sea turtle wins the race, which we all know that, like, that doesn't happen when you're a sea turtle. Because your mom, like, literally abandons you, and your mom literally abandons you, and then you have to race all your siblings to get to the ocean, and in the process you have to battle incredible demons, and you know, like, not demons, but like predators, you know, the seagulls. You got, like, then once you get in the water, there's gonna be other, you know, I think it's like 1 in 100 sea turtles make it or something. But I just realized why I like named it that. I mean, it's obviously a sea turtle, but I named it the slowest sea turtle wins the race. Because I was like, kind of like the sea turtle in a way. Abandoned my mother. I had to face all these. I might have not been the fastest, but I made it, right? Like, maybe the fastest one didn't make it. Maybe the fastest one was spotted because, you know how, like, dinosaurs only see you if you're moving. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what that had to do with anything. But it probably had to do with something. About moving slowly sometimes is the best. That's what I had to do with. About moving slowly, and this is how this guy sees it, is the best option. Is the only way to win the race. And to make sure that he's putting all his steps, he thinks about each and every one of his steps, which is very amazing. Some people, you know, I'm quite an air sign, but I am very much a floaty, breezy personality, and I have been like that in my life too, and I haven't really... I go where the wind takes me, okay? And it always boggles me when there are people like this, which is probably why you might boggle him. Oh, and here's the card for him. Okay, and it was kind of upside down when it came out. And this represents him. Okay, so... it's also the Two of Cups, which signifies he does have feelings for you, he loves you, he's thinking about himself a lot right now. I mean, I think it's a good sign that it came out in this spread, because, I mean, it does seem like he has a lot going on in his head right now, and he's thinking a lot about himself. But when he does think about you, he thinks about the long term, and that he is not necessarily thinking about himself because you're included in this. It's just the way he thinks isn't the way I think, or the way you think, probably. I don't think none of us think the same, but some of us have a little bit more distinct characteristics in our thought patterns, I guess. So let's see. I'm going to grab some Tarot de Marsele. What is pile 1? We'll grab a couple more. Ooh. I do think he thinks about traveling with you and, you know, enjoying himself. Like, when he thinks about enjoying himself, he thinks about doing it with you. Most of it, his time is spent on money. But the past came out. It's the Pope. It's also the Hierophant, you know, and a lot of other jacks. So, excuse me. I have a huge tickle in my throat right now. So I believe that, you know, he thinks about marriage with you. I think there's this intuition between the two of you, and he wants to learn more about you, and he's intrigued and inspired about you. And, you know, he just wants to ensure that it's a good time. So he's waiting to tune into his inner voice. And he's, you know, waiting to follow his heart's instructions, which for someone who's always in his head is difficult. And so the answers you seek about how he feels, you probably already know, too. And so you got to tune into your subconscious, which is not always easy. But this also indicates, you know, support from the universe in this situation. You know, everything's going to work out. It always does, you know. Oh, and then you have the Queen of Cups. So, you know, there are lots of good feelings. You know, very mature feelings. She's a great sign. She's a loving sign. She's a maternal figure. She's an intuitive woman. So, you know, there are feelings there. He does have feelings. He's trying to tune into his emotional side as much as he can, considering he's more of like a head person. Do you know what I'm saying? And, let's see. One more card, please. Okay. Okay, and then we got the Seven of Wands. So, I mean, he stands strong. Like I was saying, he's like a mountain. And, you know, he just doesn't want to turn his back on everything he's worked so hard for. So he's, you know, he's not one to advocate so much on his feelings as he is on his plans. But I think that there's definitely strong feelings. They're not going anywhere. He feels a very intuitive connection with you. It's a powerful connection that he's not really worried about because it's so powerful, and because he's tried to let it go, he's tried to move on, he's tried to move forward, he's tried to just keep going down the path that he's always thought he was going to go down, and you have not left his mind. Whenever he thinks about anything else, it's you, it seems like. So he has envisions of creating a future with you. 15:15 on the clock, I just saw, which is luck and, you know, prosperity, and everything's gonna work out for you, and the angels are on your side. And just ask the heavens above for guidance in the situation, to follow your heart, to follow your intuition, and to just allow him to move slowly, which will probably be the most difficult and hardest thing for both you if you don't. Just allow him to do it. It might, you know, put some, you know, pit stops or blocks in your way if you don't just allow it to go with the flow. So anyways, pile one, I really hope that spoke some truth to y'all, and that I communicated a message that you needed to hear. Take what you need to hear and leave what you don't. So, and I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful day today, my dears. I'll see you next time. Hello, everyone, for pile two. Got the Four of Cups right here. Okay, the Four of Cups kind of about boredom. You're not being very excited. I also think sometimes it's the card of feeling missing out. You know, I've already played with 3 bowls and not really interested in the 4th bowl, but we'll see. I mean, sometimes it can just feel like you feel like you're missing out. So, pile number 2. Angels, spirit guides. I want an Oracle 8 circle today. Please bring me a beautiful message. Right? Bring us the beautiful message for pile 2. How is that person feeling? We're using the Mother Mary Oracle first. Oh, this is a good card. Right out the bat, we got little swannies too. I love swans. Swans are beautiful. You know, they are, they have to mate in the same pair their whole life. I love this particular Ace of Cups. I probably need to cover his booty. Or is her booty? I think this is only women in this deck. Okay. So, I mean, he does feel, maybe he feels like he misses you. He loves you. He misses you. Maybe he feels like he missed an opportunity with you. Let's see what is. And we have strength. You're a very strong person. Wow, we got a lot of nudity in this one. You know, he feels like you're very connected to each other, and that despite your differences, you're able to hang out and socialize with many different types of people. And he feels a very close bond with you. Maybe he's missing you right now. Okay, let's see. And then let's call it Father God. Can I get a few messages, please? I'm definitely overfilling emotions. You know, they're kind of overflowing, but he's also kind of detaching from them at the same time. So maybe, you know, you're just a very unique woman, someone he's not really seen anybody like before. And despite all these unique and terrifying things, he can't seem to look away. And he doesn't want to be doing what he's always been doing anymore. So, let's see, how does Pile 2 feel? How does he feel? How does he feel? Okay. The Bear. It's a sign of successful speculation. So yeah, everything I just said was a successful speculation. No, I always think, you know, the Bear is a very strong, the bear is, it looks like a teddy bear, right? I mean, it has the cutest little ears, right? Yet it is one of the most terrifying animals out there. Like if you encounter it. I'm from Colorado, and we have black bears there, which they attacked a few of my friends when I was living there. And I had a friend called Bear Bait, because he slept with food in his tent like an idiot. But anyways, so bears have this way of like looking like very relatable, you know. They love honey, they sit and watch sunsets, you know, they love food. Who doesn't want to sleep all winter? Who doesn't, right? But they're scary. So maybe he relates to you. He's still a little scared, a little intimidated by you. He doesn't really understand exactly you know, what is going on, because it's kind of like new for him, I think. And then we have the cat. Oh, I love the cat. So cats are a highly significant spiritual animal, and they have been throughout centuries. So cats, you know, this card says something different, but what I'm getting is cats, you know, have been a sign of fertility in the Egyptian. They've been able to walk through the gateway from one world to the next. And, you know, in Nordic culture, they were seen as protectors. They protected the ships from the vermin, but also from spirits, you know, and they're seen as good luck in Japanese culture. I'm drawn to all these animals here. So I think he thinks they're kind of like a Disney princess, you know, kind of like can connect to all living wild things. But it says here the cats indicate flattery, which they do. And then if it's near 6, oh, okay, it's not near 6. It's not near 6, so that's good. Okay. Or 29, or 30. We're good. Okay. So I used to read, like when I started reading tarot, I read just a regular deck of cards. And so these Gypsy Witch are not like tarot cards, but I do get a lot of messages from them. When I read them a lot, there's a certain way I read the spread, kind of like I did when I read like a normal card about what's going on between people. Can I please have another card? What is going on? How does he feel? Pile 2's person, how does he feel about Pile 2? How does he feel? There we go. Okay. Oh, the mountain again. Just came out Pile 1. Okay, so steadfast. He feels very drawn to you in his emotions. You know, he feels like you, bottom of the deck, we have the heart. So he loves you. He loves you a lot. Maybe he's missing you right now. Maybe there's a separation. There's some distance going on. Maybe a period of growth. But he definitely thinks that you're the one that he could spend the rest of his life with and just be satisfied hanging out at home, chilling, you know, eating sunflower seeds and, you know. And we got the star. Everybody's naked today. Everybody's naked today. Okay. So there's definitely, you know, he's definitely drawn to you. He's like in awe of you. He's in love with you. He like all this flowing water, just cups and cups of water. She's so much more emotion than pile one. Now, pile one was all in his head. This guy's like all in his heart, and he's all like floating away in La La Land. Okay, so he's like definitely having some daydreams about you. You know, definitely see, just totally fantasizing about you, maybe all day long, like too much to the extreme. His emotions are like boiling over, but he's not pouring them into you. It doesn't seem like, and maybe that's why you're here. But I hate when men do this all the time, or women. But this it's a masculine energy. They have emotions. They tend to get scared. Some of them. It's their society, so I don't blame them. Our society kind of teaches them to not show emotions, so a lot of people fear their emotions, and it creates a lot of like mental illness, I think, when we're not able to just fully. I think that one just flipped out. Okay, so the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. Okay, so he's thinking about making a decision, making a choice, you know, moving towards you. There's definitely sorry, you know, a sexual energy between you. All these nude people, like every single person is nude. This lady, that lady, that lady, who thinks about you nude all the time. Yes, indeed. So, you know, you orbit his mind like constantly, and his love is just like overpouring. Maybe he's focusing on self-love right now, and he does want like beginnings. He wants to, you know, there's definitely he thinks he's daydreaming a lot about you. I don't know if he's let me get one more. Taking action. Is steadfast in his emotions for you. He thinks about starting a family with you, creating a home with you. Got the Two of Pentacles. This is where it came up. Okay. That one just, you know, so he has to make a decision, and he has to handle some things, and he feels like there's a lot of complex issues going on in his life right now. Oops. But he definitely wants, I mean, he loves you. There's definitely feelings of love and, you know, I think maybe you're a really strong woman, and that can be harder. That's what men want. They want a woman who is in their power, who knows who they are, who is not dependent on them at all, because that is someone that they can like lean into when they need that. And so I think that it scares them, but that's what they need. And so it's like this really a lot of emotions, you know. He's trying to get rid of the emotions somehow, not address them at all. Okay? But you're a great big shining bright light in his life. Okay? He has to make some decisions though, and there's you know, but he has a lot of feelings going on. Oh, we got 2 8s here. 8s. Let's see, what is 8? I have this. I think I have it written down somewhere. What 8? I always think of infinity when I think of 8s. Rewards and progress and mastery. Okay, so, you know, you're like his reward for behaving good, so maybe he thinks you're out of his league or something. If he's not, like, approaching you, it seems like he has all these emotions and he's trying to make a decision, and there's two twos also, which is about balance and partnership. You know, and making plans, and you know, the Four of Cups is the overall energy, so maybe he needs to cleanse some old energy to move forward. Maybe he has to get rid of this, like, this, you know, kind of stagnancy of emotions. He has to get rid of it. He has to process it instead of just, like, pushing it away. Instead of just pouring it out, he needs to process it, which is something you can't make anyone else do for themselves. So it's gonna be him doing that. I wouldn't take anything he does personally. Unfortunately, you can't help anyone else learn to process their emotions, you know. So anywho, message you. I hope you got the message you were looking for. I hope you heard something that hit home. It's my dog drinking water. More water. Drink some water. Lots of emotions. He has a lot of emotions for you, man. He loves a girl, so don't worry. But you know, don't let your heart be played with. All right. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Hello, beautiful souls of pile 3. How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm at pile 3. Okay. How does he feel? So we got the 8 of Pentacles. It's kind of about, like, money coming in. You know, reaching your full circle, finally getting that paycheck. You know what I'm saying? This is weird because it kind of reminds me of, like, me right now. Just sitting there with her candle, thinking about the moon. Getting in her zone, you know what I mean? I think it's maybe he thinks about how you are very successful and that you have abundance and wealth, and that you are very secure in your own, and that you are very fertile and beautiful and wonderful, and that you have the woman's touch. Okay, we got the 7 of Swords. Okay, so how does he think about her? Interesting. Change it up, bro. All right, so here we're pile 3. How does he think about her, about pile 3, about them, about the one that we're talking about on pile 3? Yes. Okay, interesting. Ace of Wands, yes, lots of sexual energy, but cow. You know, usually Ace of Wands is like the sword. I mean not the sword. You know, the, like, very fiery and, like, it's a wand, not a sword, but it's like, it means, like, you know what I mean? It means the wand, you know? It's sexual energy, sexual, male fertility, you know? But this one's like an egg bursting out of the egg, like, pa-chow, like, with fire, with flame, with passion, you know? And wands are life force and passion. But then we got the 7 of Swords here, which is about guilt and predatory and prey, and it's a thieving mind, just like this. It's just like the card suggests, you know, this. I don't got a good vibe, but yeah, he's calculating how he can get these chickens. He used 7 swords, not to kill them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 chickens. He could have used each sword to kill each chicken, but instead he made it. It's a strategic move for him to get inside the fence, maybe to get your eggs. I hope not. Maybe that's why he sees you as a very successful woman. Oh, yeah. You know, people are like that. People are very much like that. I spent and had a child with someone who lived like that, you know, and it put me on my healing journey, actually, because because I am so of pure of heart. Some people are so not. But let's see. How does he feel about pile 3? How does he feel? Pile 3. I'm sorry, my cat. I didn't want them to start. They accidentally started the washing machine and all this water came out once. So I didn't want that to happen again. Okay, so pile 3. How does he feel? Distracted. Ooh, this one wants to come out. The pig, which is usually a sign of abundance. So he does feel like you're abundant. Like I'm saying, he thinks you have it all, man. He thinks you have it all. Okay. And you know, the pig is where it's at. The pig farmers are where it's at. You know what I mean? At least they were. Sell that land and you make some money, honey. Okay. All right. So pigs are a good sign. You know, that you're a sign of abundance. And here's a message. You know, maybe he wants to reach out to you. More good fortune. Okay, so he really, it says this is a sign of good. Unexpected, it touches unexpected fortune. Good tidings. We got the King of Swords. I always look at these other ones here. This kind of looks like, you know, the King of Swords here. When I first started reading tarot cards, I read just a regular plain deck here. And so swords are diamonds, hearts, and then we have pentacles are the clovers, and then pentacles, so that would be wands. 3 of wands. Okay, but I read it differently. I'm just trying to relearn things, guys. Sorry, because like you learn different ways. Like I learned just by spirit teaching me eventually, like in a very tight situation where I needed to learn. Maybe one day I'll share that little bit of knowledge with you, but not today. You can imagine. All right, all right. Let's see. And the mountain! Oh my god. Okay, well, the mountain came out in all 3 piles. So, steadfast. His feelings are steadfast. He's very sexually attracted to you. He wants what you have. I think maybe sexually what you have. He wants it, you know. It's a power. You can absorb someone's power sexually, and I think that's what he wants to do with you. Is like take you sexually so he can absorb all your goodness and get that abundance for himself. You know, that's weird, but I have this weird feeling that's what's going on in this pile. And it's like, okay. And it seems like there's been a long, you guys have known each other a while. You know, you're not together, it doesn't seem like, but there's this hunger, this desire, this cunning appetite to get to you no matter what the cost. You know, no matter what the cost. But I just feel like he wants to eat you. I don't feel like he wants to, like, join you in a partnership. I feel like he wants to devour all your goodness so he can have it. You know, I don't know. It's weird. Okay, let's go. Ooh, so yeah, we got the 5 of Wands. Yeah, so he definitely is struggling in conflict, in communication, and he is struggling with his own creativity and his own passionate energy and his own fire. So that's what it is. He's threatened because you are so in your zone and you got it going on. You know where it's at. You know where you feel comfortable. You know what you're doing. you're progressing in life, you're moving forward, you're able to take care of yourself, and you really don't need anybody else. And it really pisses him off. You're supposed to need him, I guess. And so this is suggesting that, you know, he just really can't stand that. And that he wants to sexually take it from you. He has a strong opinion about you. And it's not going anywhere. This is a steadfast opinion. He wants to get to you one way or another. Okay. I haven't taken all these cards. But he struggles with it. It's like he's not able to let this go. He thinks he's smart. And he thinks he's making... My dog is clickety clackety. He's a husky, so you can't really cut his nails too short because they'll bleed. So he makes a lot of noise when he walks, so he came in here looking for food when he probably shouldn't be looking for food. Okay, anyways, how does he feel about pile 4? Ooh, that one just flipped right over. Justice. Okay, I just got like really grossed out, but he knows that you're an honest and fair person. He knows that you're an honest and fair person. And he knows he struggles with being honest and fair. You know? Hold on. Sorry, I had to get my dog to lay down. He was thinking I was talking to him. He does struggle with trying to eat chickens all the time. And eggs. So anyways, yeah, he's not honest like you are. So it really drives him insane how you operate, how you can be so okay with all the decisions you made. You know, you've balanced your life out. You made it so that you can prosper on your own and not need anybody. Perhaps this is somebody that you needed a lot in your past and you don't anymore, and you've burst out on your own in this flame of passion, creativity, and you've not turned back, and you haven't reached out for help from them, and it's like, what the hell? And so they're like, what the hell? You know? And the judgment. Okay. Judgment too. Yeah, so the past. Like, little booty. This is a nice little booty. Oh, the judgment card. He thinks you got a nice little booty. You know, he just wants to, like, he wants to be the one to tell you what to do. And you're kind of not listening to anything he has to say anymore. And it really makes him kind of even more driven to get to you. So beware, you might need to put a protection on you even more so. You know, block him if you need to. If this is someone that you love, I'm sorry, but you need to just be careful. You say actions speak louder than words, but your intuition, girl, does not lie, okay? Does not lie. The truth does not lie. The truth does not bend. The truth does not falter. The truth will always prevail, baby. So please listen to your intuition. That's where the truth lies. Okay, like I said sometime before, the truth, everything is light. When you start living an honest and truthful life, which you know, it says right here that you lived an honest and truthful life, okay? Other people don't get it, first of all, that you're able to see through their bull crap, because when you're able to see truth, which is light, everything is light, it doesn't bend, okay? Lies bend. You know, when you lie, you can feel it in your gut. Unless you become a chronic liar like this person, then when you become everything becomes a game, and you have to like outsmart everybody when you are like this. And you don't realize that everyone else isn't like that. They were probably treated that way, and that's why they became that way. But some of us are treated this way and become unstoppable and unshakable and undetermined and determined to reach our goals and be okay without them. So I hope this message hit home. I hope you got what you were looking for. This one was kind of a little rocky, but I think it was exactly what we needed to hear, right? Okay. All right. Well, thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night or evening. The sunshine came out of the clouds right now, which I think is a good sign. And I will see you right down below what you're doing today. I'd love to know. Okay? It's the day after Thanksgiving. It's Black Friday today when I'm recording it, but it's just black and dark. No, just joking. All right. Well, have a good day. Bye.